It was a rainy Tuesday. Jack and Annie were bored.
Let's go to the attic.
The attic was dusty and full of old things. Annie saw a strange vacuum cleaner. It was shiny and silver.
Look, Jack, a robot vacuum cleaner.
The vacuum cleaner had a screen and buttons. One button was flashing.
Let's press it. Maybe it's a game.
Jack felt unsure, but Annie was already pressing the button. The vacuum cleaner whirred to life. It started spinning and flashing. The whole attic began to shake. Jack and Annie closed their eyes. When they opened them, they weren't in the attic anymore.
Where are we?
They were surrounded by sand and pyramids.
I think we're in ancient Egypt.
The air was hot and smelled like dust. A group of mummies stumbled past, groaning. They left a trail of dirty bandages and sand.
Ew, this place is a mess. Look at all these loose bandages and spilled embalming fluid.
It's the work of the bandage bandits! A booming voice startled them. A tall man with a golden headdress stood before them.
I am Pharaoh Tut. Those mischievous mummies have scattered my treasures and messed up my tomb.
Don't worry, Pharaoh Tut, we'll clean it up.
They pointed the vacuum cleaner at the messy trail.
This robot vacuum cleaner can suck up anything.
The vacuum whirred and whooshed, sucking up the bandages and sand. The air shimmered, and suddenly they were in a jungle. Giant ferns and towering trees surrounded them.
Wow, dinosaurs!
A herd of dinosaurs lumbered by, leaving enormous piles of you-know-what behind. The ground trembled beneath their feet.
This place is even messier than Pharaoh Tut's tomb.
The stench was overpowering. A small, furry creature with big eyes peeked out from behind a rock.
Who dares disturb the dino dusters?
It squeaked. More creatures, small and furry with dustpan-like tails, emerged.
We like it messy.
They shrieked. One threw a dinosaur dropping.
Quick, Jack, the vacuum!
They aimed the vacuum at the droppings and the dino dusters. The vacuum sucked up everything in its path, leaving the jungle clean. A giant T-Rex roared in the distance.
We better get out of here.
And with a flash of light, they were gone. Elegant buildings with tall towers and colourful flags lined the cobblestone streets. This time they landed in a bustling city. Where are we now?
But why are there paint splatters everywhere?
It looks like Italy.
People in fancy clothes rushed around complaining about the mess.
It's the Artful Dodgers.
A man with a beret cried out.
They've stolen all the masterpieces and turned the city into an art supply closet.
Small, shadowy figures with paintbrushes for hands giggled mischievously, flinging paint and charcoal everywhere.
Art is meant to be messy.
They cackled.
Time for a clean-up on the double.
The vacuum whirred into action, sucking up the paint charcoal and even the scattered sketches. The city sparkled, cleaner than ever. With a final flash, they were back in the dusty attic, the strange vacuum cleaner humming quietly beside them.
What an adventure!
She exclaimed, dusting herself off.
We travelled through time, cleaned up incredible messes, and met the messiest creatures ever.
Jack nodded, still catching his breath.
We also learned that even though cleaning up can be tough, it's important to leave things better than we found them.
They looked at each other, a mischievous glint in their eyes.
Think the vacuum cleaner will work again?
Jack grinned.
Only one way to find out.
As they pressed the flashing button, they knew one thing for sure. Their adventures in time-travelling cleaning were far from over. The attic, it seemed, held even more surprises than